What is good, everybody? It's Matthew here, your local bro, bringing you another video. Today we're going to check out something different. The all 50 states in America ranked from the worst to the best. So I don't know if this video is very objective. I don't really know what it's based on. I think maybe it's just some guy's opinions. Maybe this is not accurate at all. I don't know what this is based on, but it looked like a fun video. Had around 1 million views. Some of you guys recommended me to check out different kind of top 10 states, worst states in America, stuff like that. So might be a good video. Kind of long though, but probably going to have some nice content in it. So I just thought we might as well just check it out, see what it is, if it's a good video, if it's bad, whatever. So if you're new to this channel, leave a subscription down below. Make sure that you don't miss out on any of these kind of videos. Drop a comment down below as well with what you want to see, and leave a like as well to support the channel. And I think that without further ado, guys, let's dive right into the video.
50 states, one video, and only one state can come out on top. Will it be yours? Find out as we ruthlessly rank all 50 states from worst to best, based on their economy, safety, cost of living, schools, quality of life, and my opinion. 3, 2, 1, let the
Just want to say, I think it's so interesting. America has such a diversity on states. It's so much difference in the nature. If you compare Washington to Florida, it's so since it's pretty much a continent. It's so much diversity, and I really like that. Really appreciate it as well. I think it's really cool that you have so many different animals, different cultures in the own country. It's really cool.
Games begin. Number 50, Louisiana. Not even all the hurricanes can wash away the worst pollution levels in the country. But you know what they can wash away? Any infrastructure Louisiana does manage to build when it's not being robbed by its own government, as it's by far the most corrupt state. So it shouldn't be a shock that it's also the
You guys gonna need to fact check this video in the comments down below. Say if he's completely out of bounds.
third most dangerous state, since there's virtually no economic opportunity. Number 49, Mississippi. Don't get cocky, Mississippi. The only reason you're not dead last is because you know your worth less is you're the cheapest state. I mean, at least Louisiana has New Orleans, while all you have is 94% of the farm-raised catfish in the US. Oh, and also the lowest incomes, highest poverty rate, highest obesity rate, worst healthcare, and lowest life expectancy.
Damn, that's a lot.
Number 48. New Mexico. Despite New Mexico being the most dangerous state and having the worst schooling system and a terrible economy, the median home still costs $260 grand, which is a lot more than the other states that suck this bad. But if you've ever driven through Taos or Georgia O'Keeffe country, I'm sure you can see why. Number 47, Arkansas. For being called...
This guy is savage. He's tearing these states apart. I don't know if he's particle or anything, but let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know where you guys live. Let me know where you live. Where's your house? Where are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments down below.
The land of opportunity. Arkansas sure doesn't have much of it, with the third lowest income, second worst healthcare, fifth highest poverty rate, and fourth highest crime rate. But considering many Arkansans take imitating the calls of waterfowl more seriously than improving the quality of life, I'm not surprised. And yeah, the World Championship duck calling contest takes place in Stuttgart, and the duck callers go hard.
Bro, what is duck calling?
Number 46, Alabama. The most exciting thing to do in Alabama
Go
is read its
Crimson Tide.
389,000 word constitution, which is more than 85 times the length of the US Constitution. Well, unless you live in Huntsville, which hopefully you do, because living anywhere else in the state means you're probably in poverty, surrounded by crime, and gonna die before you turn 75. Number 45.
Bro, that's actually alarming if you die before that you're 75. I don't know what the life expectancy is here. I think it's 81 for men and 84 for women. So, I mean, it's 5 years, but not that big, but still.
Kentucky. Sure, Kentucky may have the fourth highest poverty rate and third worst economic outlook of any state, but hey, at least there are 2 barrels of bourbon for every Kentuckian, and $150 million is wagered on the Kentucky Derby each year. Priorities. Am I right? Number 44, West Virginia. After being decimated for decades by the failing coal industry, things may be looking up for West Virginia. Sure, it still has the 4th worst healthcare, 5th worst schools, 3rd worst economy, the worst infrastructure, and 2nd lowest median household income at just $48,800. But those are huge improvements from where the state was just 5 years ago. Not to mention, it's the 2nd cheapest state, and the scenery
that's beautiful. Is this in West Virginia?
is stunning.
Yeah, dude, that was I thought it was like Montana or something like that. That was beautiful. Also, how is like West Virginia and Virginia so different? You know, like they feel like they're two completely different states. But you know, because if I'm not completely out here, didn't like West Virginia separate itself from Virginia for reasons back in the days?
Number 43, Tennessee. Loved by bachelorettes, nature enthusiasts, and country music fans alike, Tennessee sure is fun to visit. But not everything is sweet like Tennessee whiskey, as the healthcare and education systems are abysmal, the cost of living is skyrocketing, and it has the 3rd highest violent crime rate. In fact, Memphis just passed St. Louis for the title of most dangerous city in America. And while the economy, particularly in Nashville, is growing fast, wages are still nearly 10 grand below the national average. Number 42,
That's a lot.
Oklahoma. What can I say? Okay is okay, I guess. I mean, the healthcare, schools, crime, and poverty are all bad, but at least the infrastructure and economy are decent, and it's dirt cheap. Although with most of the state looking like this, it's not exactly prime real estate.
I mean, like, it's not bad. You kind of want to look like this, you know, like if you like the suburbs, like if you want to, you know, raise a family. I mean, like, yeah, there's like no flashy mountains, there's like no flashy big fucking lakes or anything. I don't know. I like from what I can see here, like, seems to be like a canal, a couple of bridges. I don't really know where this is either, but I mean, like, there's nothing wrong when not having like a flashy nature. I mean, like, if I were to settle down, I would actually prefer something like flat compared to like something like very like hilly, rocky. I mean, like, we have it over here, like, it's a lot of rocks, but I mean, like, I you know, and I can really like enjoy a couple of rocks, you know, a good mountain, like some heights, but there's nothing wrong with flat as well. I feel like so many times people just give a lot of states, like places, countries shit because they're not like super exciting, but just having like a couple of trees, some forests, you know, sometimes you don't really need more.
State. Number 41, South Carolina. South Carolina was the 2nd most moved to state in 2020, but it shouldn't let that get to its head because it's still the 5th most dangerous state. And while Charleston's a cool historic city with a thriving economy, it's also gotten pretty expensive, and the rest of the state is really struggling. So those were the 10 worst states, but before we get to the other 40, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And we're also going to give an honorable mention to Washington, D.C., because if it were a state, it'd be right here on the list. Sure, it'd have by far the highest incomes, but it'd also be by far the most dangerous state and 8 times more politically corrupt than Louisiana. But it's not a state, well, yet. So here's real number 40. Number 40, Missouri. Okay, so Missouri is home to...
I'm gonna say, I heard so much shit about this state.
4 of the 10 most dangerous U.S. cities, including St. Louis, the murder capital of America. But outside of the crime, which is centralized to a few bad areas, Missouri is pretty underrated. The schools, infrastructure, and economy are all above average, and there are so many free attractions. Number 39. Nevada. COVID decimated Nevada's largely tourism-based economy, and tourism still hasn't returned to those pre-pandemic numbers. The unemployment rate is the highest in the nation, and while the economy is growing fast and starting to diversify, all the Californians moving in are also driving up the cost of living. Number 38. Arizona. Good luck enjoying Arizona's 300 sunny days a year or 22 beautiful national parks and monuments, because
just beautiful. Like, I love, as I said in the beginning, like the diversity of these states. Amazing.
Heat stroke will have you melting faster than an ice cube in boiling water, and allergies and pollution will have you sneezing yourself right back inside of your beige cookie cutter Arizona home. Oh wait, isn't that one your neighbor's house? Oh no, they just look the same. Number 37. Pennsylvania. A Rust Belt state that once played a vital role in building cars. Now
I thought Pennsylvania was like top 10, you know. I thought it was like a really, really good state.
Destroys them with some of the worst potholes in infrastructure.
Damn.
But hey, while it's not safe for vehicles, at least Pennsylvania is one of the safest states.
Yeah.
Although maybe not for your bank account, since the economy's been struggling for years and meth and opioid addiction is rampant. Number 36, Michigan. Outside of Detroit, Flint, and Lansing, Michigan isn't terrible.
Shouldn't like Illinois be up here as well?
There's gorgeous forests and shoreline on 4 Great Lakes. The Upper Peninsula is magical, and it's home to some of the cutest small towns in the nation. Plus, it's really affordable. Number 35. Ohio. 60 years ago, Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania were some of the best states to live in. But I guess that just shows the dark side of the American dream. Ohio has lost hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs over the past 30 years, which has resulted in places like Cleveland and Dayton seeing poverty.
But is this Cleveland though? Isn't like Cleveland super big? Maybe this is just a bad area. But I mean, like I've seen so many like different videos and pictures. A lot of like abandoned houses, especially like in Detroit. A lot of like abandonment. So yeah, that really sucks when you have like these closed down neighborhoods.
Rates over 30%. But at least real estate's cheap, and Columbus's economy is thriving. Number 34. Alaska. Statistically, Alaska should be in the bottom 10. It has the highest violent crime rate, second worst public schools, gets frigid cold, and the cost of living is through the roof. But the last frontier makes up for it with stunning views, great wages, and the fact that you get paid to live here. Not to mention, more Alaskans claim their state to be the best than any other state's residents, so that's gotta count for...
I mean, like the nature is stunning. It looks a bit like Norway. Kinda reminds me a bit of Norway. A bit of Swedish touches in there as well. I think it's because we are like on the same... I don't even know the English word, but you know, like the same line. So I guess like the climate is kind of the same. I think north of Sweden, north of Norway are similar to Alaska in terms of nature.
For something, right? Number 33, Montana. While Alaska may be the most beautiful state, Montana isn't far behind. And its infrastructure
it looks like Scotland.
Is a heck of a lot better. The Big Sky State is still pretty expensive, however, as many rich West Coasters buy second homes here. So even though the economy is the 7th fastest growing, wages aren't even close to keeping up with the cost of living. Number 32. Indiana. If you're a yodeler, Indiana is not the place for you. It's flat, boring, and the pollution is so bad that you wouldn't even be able to get a yodel in before the atmosphere yodeled you into a fit of coughs. Now, if you're not a yodeler, there are worse places to live, but there are also 31 better places to live. Number 31, Illinois. More Illinoisans claim their state to be the worst than any other state's residents, and it shows, as they had the 3rd highest rate of outbound migration in 2020. But across the board, the Prairie State is pretty average, and Chicago is one of the most affordable big cities. Number 30. Texas.
Chicago looks really beautiful, from at least like what we see in the movies.
Texas is on track to be the largest state by population in 2050. And for good reason. The cities are mostly affordable, have tons of amenities, and their economies are booming. But the rural parts of the state have practically no economic opportunity. Not to mention the healthcare, safety, education, and air and water quality are all well below average too. I thought Texas was like super high as well. Like I thought Maine, I mean like probably like the whole East Coast going to be like top 10. But I thought like, because California isn't top 10, I think it's like 15 or something. Because there's like a lot of shit going on there as well. People just think about, you know, the beaches, but like there's a lot of bad stuff going on as well. But I thought it was like Maine, New Hampshire, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, possibly New York, maybe New Jersey, and then like Texas around there as well. But I was wrong. Number 29, California. Traffic,
29? Whoa!
Homelessness and the high cost of living are just some of the many reasons people are leaving California. But the perfect weather, incredible economy, and breathtaking scenery are also just some of the many reasons people are staying. Or maybe they're just trying to get famous. In which case, I hate to break it to you, Ashley with an I, but it's probably not going to happen. Number 28. Delaware. Delaware might be the most
Wow.
forgettable state. Sure, there's nice beaches, but they're cold in the winter and overcrowded in the summer. And the rest of the state is more boring than Elon Musk's subterranean business ambitions. Number 27,
Wow.
South Dakota. You probably wouldn't expect a place in the middle of nowhere to be as economically diverse and self-dependent as South Dakota. But with Sioux Falls' thriving economy, no state income tax,
Bro, this is beautiful. I love this nature. So many trees, and you have the water, you have the rocks. It's like so natural.
great infrastructure, and excellent affordability, the Mount Rushmore state is the second most fiscally stable. Plus, the Black Hills and Badlands are simply magical. Number 26, Oregon. I lived here for a bit, and trust me, from the coastline to Crater Lake to Mount Hood, Oregon is stunning. And the economy and infrastructure are
Whoa, look at that. Damn, there's gotta be some nice skiing going on there.
exceptional. The terrible education, pollution, property crime, and high cost of living do put a damper on things, though, as does the constant drizzle and gray skies if you live near Portland. Speaking of which, no, it is not just an Antifa overrun hellhole. It's got problems, but the media really overplays them. Number 25. Kansas. Kansas is smack dab in the middle of the country and smack dab in the middle of our list. It's pretty much the most average state. The end. Number 24.
I mean, like,
North
it feels like, you know, not good, not bad. Like, you know, very like in the middle.
Dakota. I might have spoken too soon about Kansas
Damn, this was flat.
because North Dakota is even more uneventful. It's just as flat and boring, and on top of that, it gets really
But this is beautiful. Like, am I wrong for appreciating, like, you know, this? It's not flashy, but you mean like it has some real soul in it.
bold, which I guess at least keeps the cost of living low because no one wants to live here. Well, except for oil people, because there's tons of it and oil pays well. Number 23, Georgia. Does Georgia have exceptional infrastructure, great affordability, and a fast-growing economy? Yeah, but not everything is peach in the peach state because the healthcare, education, and crime rates could use some serious improvements. But hey, at least the Braves just won the World Series. Number 22, Rhode Island. Rhode Island may be the smallest state by total area, but it's not about
Wow.
the size. It's about the motion of the air quality. Yeah, the air quality is great. And it's also the 8th safest state with the 4th best healthcare and an above average economy. Sure, it's probably the worst state in New England, but considering how great most New England states are, that's really not that bad. Number 21, Wyoming. While Wyoming is over 80
Whoa, this is beautiful. The quality state, nice. I know that there are like a lot of bisons here, right? I think there is. And by the way, just a flex. I know what the capital here. It's called Cheyenne. I think it's Cheyenne. Yeah.
times the size of Rhode Island. Rhode Island has nearly twice as many people. Well, that is if anyone even lives here at all. I mean, does Wyoming really exist?
Bison.
There's no real cities, and it's over 100 miles between many of the closest towns. But if it does exist, it's the most tax-friendly state, and the great schools, low crime, beautiful nature, and affordable cost of
Amazing.
living make it a pretty decent place to live. Allegedly. Number 20. New York.
Wait, what? New York sucks! How the heck is it in the top 20?
Well, haters gonna hate, but despite its flaws, there's no place like it. The city is a melting pot of everything, and upstate is affordable and gorgeous. Number 19, New Jersey. New York's less interesting, slightly richer, but mostly suburban
The Garden State.
neighbor would probably seem a lot cooler if it weren't
Wow.
so close to the big city.
So
sure,
beautiful.
the infrastructure sucks and taxes are high, but New Jersey also has the 3rd highest wages, 4th lowest poverty rate, 4th best healthcare, 2nd best schools, and 5th lowest crime rate.
Amazing.
Number 18, Wisconsin. Wisconsin may
Is Wisconsin so much better than Michigan?
be cold, but that doesn't stop the residents of America's Dairyland from eating more ice cream than any other state.
And cheese.
I mean, dairy and beer is the way of life here. And speaking of beer, it's kind of a problem with 7 of America's 10 drunkest cities being in the state. But that and the fact that it looks like this for half the year are pretty much the only cons about the place.
And the Packers.
Number 17. Florida. Brr! Most Wisconsinites probably
Whoa.
wish they were in Florida this time of year. But great weather and beautiful beaches aren't the only reason people are moving here in droves.
Isn't this the place where you go for spring break?
Florida's affordable, the schools are great, the economy is the 9th fastest growing, and the quality of life is tropically self-explanatory.
So beautiful. Wow.
Number 16. Iowa. Not to sound corny, but if you need a fresh start, Iowa is the place to go. Wages are good, crime is low, and it's soy cheap here that it actually ranked 5th on our cheapest states to live in the 2021 video. Number 15, Connecticut. Well, Iowa's a great place to save money. Connecticut is a great place to make money, with the nation's 6th highest median household income at 79 grand. It's also got the 3rd best public schools, 3rd best healthcare, and 3rd lowest violent crime
This looks so much like Sweden, kind of like the infrastructure here. It's very similar.
rate. But there is a huge division of wealth between the affluent suburbs and impoverished cities. Number 14, North Carolina. North Carolina's economy is skyrocketing in
Damn, look at those buildings. Whoa.
cities like Raleigh and Charlotte, but the rural parts are really lagging behind, which holds the whole state back with an overall poverty rate of 13.6%. At least the people, education system, and outdoor activities are outstanding, though. Number 13, Maine. The rocky cliffs lining the coast and dense forests hugging the mountains and lakes.
This looks exactly like Sweden. No kidding, like, bro, this is like very, very similar.
Easily make the land of lobsters.
Like this picture right here is like pretty much how it looked where I grew up. Like rocks everywhere, rocks, trees, the ocean. Like this is the Swedish West Coast, like in a nutshell.
The most beautiful state east of the Mississippi. And Maine's also by far the safest state, which makes sense since it's practically in Canada, where everyone is suspiciously nice. Number 12. Maryland. Maryland is home to the highest wages in the nation, with a median household income of $86,750, which has resulted in the 5th lowest poverty rate of just 9.1%. But that doesn't tell the whole story, because while the DC and Baltimore suburbs are thriving, the rest of the state isn't in the best shape. Number 11. Virginia. The other state bordering DC might not have as high incomes as Maryland, but it's also a lot cheaper and safer with the 6th lowest violent crime rate. Not to mention, Virginia's got incredible schools, healthcare, opportunity, history, and nature. I honestly don't know how it's still a virgin, because it goes hard.
Funny joke, funny part. So let me know how come Virginia, I said it before, how come Virginia and West Virginia are so different when they're like so close and like maybe like back in the days used to be like one state? How can it be like 30 states apart? Let me know.
Number 10. Nebraska. Yes, it's boring, but stats don't lie, and
Go
neither is the
Cornhuskers.
lowest unemployment rate in the nation. And with a booming economy, excellent affordability, and great schools, Nebraska really is the good life. Number 9. Hawaii. A gallon of milk may cost $5, and home values are by far the most expensive of any state. But can you really put a price on paradise? Well, considering Hawaii is home to the best healthcare system, healthiest residents, 4th highest wages, lowest stress levels, best air and water quality, and highest life expectancy, I'd say that's priceless.
Bro, I thought Hawaii was like a garbage state, like one of the worst ones, because I don't know, I just heard it somewhere like it was like a lot of either crime rate and poverty. But damn, and this picture as well. Damn, and this is exactly what I've been saying. The diversity between the states, man, the nature, the difference, it's so good.
Number 8. Idaho. There are many reasons Idaho has been the fastest growing state for 4 years running. Boise's one of the best cities in the country. It's the 3rd safest state, and there are over 50 million acres of gorgeous, untouched nature.
Beautiful.
Number 7, Vermont. Once people move here, they don't leave. I promise that's not as ominous as it sounds. Basically, Vermont has such a high quality of life that no one wants to leave. There's great people, beautiful scenery, incredible infrastructure, no pollution, and it's the 4th safest state with the 5th best schools. Number 6, Colorado. The 58 14,000-foot mountains aren't the only thing that's high in Colorado, because the cost of living keeps going up. Now, thankfully, so do the incomes, as Colorado also has the second best economy. Number 5, Minnesota. If you don't mind -40 in the winter, I don't know why you haven't moved to Minnesota yet. Because besides the weather, everything else here is hot. With the 3rd best economic opportunity, 3rd highest life expectancy, 3rd lowest poverty rate, and wonderful healthcare and infrastructure. Plus, you get to say, "Oh." Number 4, Washington. Sure, the mist gets so thick that you can hardly see at all, but you probably won't be spending much time.
This is so beautiful. I just love this nature. Damn, I love this nature.
I'm outside anyway, since everyone here is a workaholic. I mean, you kind of have to be to afford the rent. The economy continues to be one of the best with no signs of slowing down, however, and the scenery is jaw-dropping. Now, before we get to the final 3, if you want us to update this list every year, let's hit 5,000 likes. Number 3.
Which ones do we have left? I don't really know which ones we do have left. South Dakota, I think, is left. And Massachusetts, Connecticut. No, wait, Massachusetts, and yeah, Massachusetts and South Dakota, I think. I wonder which one is the best though. Did we have New Hampshire? I don't know if we had New Hampshire, but do we have New Hampshire? I don't know.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Massachusetts is by far the most educated state, and it makes sense since it's also home to the best public schools and many of the highest paying jobs. Not to mention, it's got the lowest property crime rate, 2nd best healthcare, and so much history. Number 2, Utah.
Huh? Utah?
Yep, Utah totally heard me right. Not only is there breathtaking nature everywhere, Utah's also in the top 5 in pretty much every statistic that
Bro, look at this. Look at these mountains.
matters, including the number 1 economy and 2nd lowest unemployment and poverty rates. No wonder Utonians are the happiest residents in the country. Number 1, New Hampshire. New Hampshire is nearly perfect in every category, from being the 2nd safest state to having by far the lowest poverty rate and best economic opportunity. Plus, the natural beauty is magical. It sure was a real battle between these 50 states, and while the Granite State may be small, I don't think anyone's surprised they came out on top.
So, just to summarize this, I think like it's kind of unfair as well in some regards because I mean, like geographically you have like a comparative advantage being like to start with like on the coastline, because like usually you have companies will develop there because like they have a good like advantage edge. But also some of these good states, they are very small, like they are very small and they don't have border to other countries. So then you have like the migration thing as well, but they are usually very small. And if you are like, the smaller the state is, and like the smaller the population, the easier it is like to have it good. So I mean, like I don't really know if you can like just pick it like that, because I think it's way harder for a huge state with a huge population to climb, because then you need to have like the whole average is it's so much harder to like raise the average than in like a very small state. So anywho, very interesting video, and as I've been saying before, love the nature, love the culture. I think it's amazing. I think like there's so many beautiful places there, and such a diversity between the states, from Montana to Idaho to Florida to Texas to North Carolina. Like it's so different. And then like you have Nebraska in the middle, you know, all the cornfields. I think it's really beautiful. Huge, nice transition. This was a very, very, very long video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching it by now, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next time. And also, I'm trying to do my best to upload as many videos as I can possibly. If you have been commenting videos, I will make sure to upload them as well. Hope you guys have a very good weekend, and I will catch you guys around in the next one.